If your day is sort of gloomy and you'd like to make it merry, just tune in our show and meet handsome Jim Perry on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Nice to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us at home. Well, now, that opening poem is not necessarily Longfellow, but it's certainly as good as Rod McEwen. And now let's get to the cards. Janice and Margolin, if you will, load in the cards, please. You can see we have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Wendy Boschma. Hi, Wendy, our champion. Nice to see you again. Won't you remind us about yourself?
My name's Wendy Boschma. I'm from Northridge, California. I'm a speech therapist with Los Angeles City Schools, and I work with retarded and autistic children.
And you have won $6,200 in cash on Card Sharks. Good to see you again, Wendy. And our challenger, Linda Morgan. Good to see you again, Linda. And won't you remind us about yourself?
I'm Linda Morgan, and originally I'm from a little town in Kentucky called Stamping Ground, but I've been in California for 25 years, and I now live in Irvine, and I'm a court reporter. I run one of those little machines in the courtroom.
Stamping Ground,
Yeah,
Kentucky?
you're back to that already.
How
Yes.
big is Stamping Ground, Kentucky?
Well, when I was born, we had 400 people. We now have 600, which is, I won't say how many years later.
Oh, now it's a big city.
Well, we were wiped off the map several years ago in the big tornadoes, but not a single person was hurt.
Oh, well,
and now
that's
the
nice.
town is rebuilt.
That's good. Nice to have you back. Good luck to both of you. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. The players cut them before we go on the air. And Wendy, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Linda, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. And as you can see, Wendy needs just 3 cards to win the game. And in the best 2 out of 3 match, Wendy leads 1-0. So, Linda, you need this game. I see G2T2 is in good form, and we're ready to continue where we left off. Wendy, as we left off, the question goes to you. Now, we found 100 teenagers who come from a family with at least 10 children. So they have at least 9 brothers and sisters, right? And we asked them, have you ever missed out on second helpings because you didn't eat fast enough? How many teenagers from large families said they've missed out on second helpings?
I'm from a family of 4, and I've missed out on second helpings, so I think that that's probably pretty high. I'd say 57.
57 have missed out on second helpings. What do you think, Linda? Higher or lower?
I think it's going to be higher, Jim.
Even higher than that?
I think that, 57, that's a pretty good figure. I'd say maybe just a teeny bit higher. I know they do miss out if they're really in a hurry.
Higher. Well, if it's higher, Linda, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Wendy. The actual number of teenagers from large families who've missed out on second helpings because they didn't eat fast enough is 38. It's not higher. Wendy. Wendy, yeah. Well, it's nice to know they're all getting fed. Wendy, as we left off, you have a 7 as a base card. Of course, anytime you win the question, you have the right to change it.
I'd love to change it.
Changing the 7. Next card off the top of the deck is... another 7.
Oh, my gosh.
Gotta play that one, Wendy.
That is the pits. Okay.
No, and you see, an 8 is the pits. A 7 is not quite the pits.
Okay. I say higher.
Higher than a 7? No, it's a 5. It's not higher. A break for the challenger. Linda, you get a free chance to play a 2.
Oh, terrific. Higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, with a 4.
Higher.
Continuing higher than a 4. It is a 6.
Oh, gosh.
What are you going to do?
Higher.
You're going to risk it. Higher than a 6. Yes, with a 10. You'll freeze. And we move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. And Linda needs just 1 to tie up the match. And the question goes to you, Linda. We asked 100 married women, when you go out dancing with your husband, does he usually end up stepping on your feet? How many said yes?
Oh, gosh, that's a hard question because, you can step on somebody's feet at least once of a whole evening. But I'd say most married people know how to dance pretty well together, so the number would be low, like, 25.
25 said yes. Their husband usually winds up stepping on their feet, Wendy.
Oh, for sure it's going to be higher. They can't be that coordinated all the time. Higher.
I usually do, yeah. Well, the actual number of married women with clumsy husbands is 23. It's not higher. Linda. Linda, you left off with a 10.
I'd like to change it, please.
Changing the 10. This could be a big change. You need this game to tie. A 4.
Oh, terrific. Hi.
If this is higher, you've won the game and tied up the match for the win. No! Another 4 is not higher. And Wendy, play off the 7 and call this.
Higher.
Higher than a 7. Lower than an 8. Yes, a queen. She's going to try it for the win. Yes! And Wendy pulls it out. Wow, I didn't think you were going to get a chance to pull it out, Wendy. Linda, that 1-4 did you in. Thank you for joining us. Linda Morgan. Thank you, Linda. Come on down here, Wendy. Congratulations.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Wendy's going to try to add to her winnings with the money cards coming up right after this commercial break. Back with our champion, Wendy Boschman. They're rooting you home.
Oh, thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on, Wendy. Hop on up there. That's nice when people root for you like that. Wendy, you won $200 in that last game. Yours to keep, as always. Now we give you new money to play with. Brand new deck of cards, all shuffled and cut. Starts on the bottom line with $200 in these 3 cards. When you move up to the second level, we give you another $200 in betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must bet at least half the money. Good luck, Wendy. We want to give it away. Here's $200. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards on the bottom level. Remember, you can change your base card when you move up to the second level, and you can change it again before the big bet. Starting on the bottom line with a 6. Do you want it?
I want to keep it.
You got to play the 6.
I want to keep it. $50, but it'll be higher.
All right, $50 higher than a 6. She's right with a king.
The whole thing, it'll be lower.
Now she wants it
All
all.
of it.
$250 lower than a king. It is, ooh, with a queen. Just lower.
Okay. $400 lower.
$400 bet lower than a queen. Yes, 3 very much lower. $900 up goes the 3. We'll give you the other $200. You have $1,100 on the 3, Wendy.
$800, then it'll be higher.
$800 on that good 3. Higher. Yes! $1,900.
Okay. $700 higher.
$700 higher than a 5. Oh, no.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
That's the first failure.
That's okay.
But you still have $1,200 to work with and 2 cards to go, Wendy.
Okay. I'll bet $600 higher.
$600. Let's get this one higher than a 5.
Come on.
Yes! $1,800. Up goes the 10. Do you want that 10?
I'll keep it.
You'll keep the 10.
I'll keep it.
You must bet at least $900. You can bet more. You have $1,800 with that 10. What's your big bet?
$900 lower.
$900 going half lower than a 10. She's right. Way to go, Wendy. Come on down here. Congratulations. How come you decided to play the 10?
I was afraid to change it. I just felt nervous, so I kept it.
Well, it worked. $2,700 worth, and Wendy now has $9,000 in cash and a new challenger. Back with our champion, Wendy Boschma. Yeah, you played a couple of cards there that surprised me. You played the 6 and you played the 10. At the very beginning, you went with the 6, but it worked out for you. You're doing.
Yeah, I just kind of
Your logic works. Okay, Wendy. Let's deal out 2 brand new decks of cards and meet our next challenger on Card Sharks. Fran Brock. Hello, Fran. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Well, it's good to be here. I'm so excited.
Oh, relax. You're among friends, and tell us something about yourself.
Well, I'm Fran Brock. I live in San Dimas. And after 23 years of having my own business, I recently retired to do things I want to do in life. And
Good.
most important thing I do is I'm on the board of directors for the American Cancer Society, and that's a real
Oh,
great
that's
thing.
nice. Nice to help your fellow man. What, if you won a lot of money here, now that you're doing things on your own, what's the one thing you'd like to do?
I got one big bill I'd like to pay off.
Oh, that's always good. Yeah.
Of course, you've heard that before.
Oh,
I'd like
well.
to go back to Europe.
Yeah. Oh, that would be nice. You cut the cards beforehand?
Sure did.
They feel good to you?
Oh, great. Lucky.
All right. Good luck. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Fran, you'll play the lower cards, the blue cards, while Wendy, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Wendy, we asked 100 women. When you were a young girl, did you ever stuff socks in your bra? How many? Why do you do this to me with these questions? How many women admitted that they had?
Well, I think that quite a few probably did when they were real young, like 11 or 12, so I'd say 50.
50 have stuffed socks in their bra, Fran.
Well, you know, I'm thinking of a lot of the gals I knew when I was young, and that was all the big thing, you know, to be big. And I say it would be a little higher.
Even higher
Yes,
than
a
that?
little higher than that.
The actual number of women who've stuffed their bra with socks is 13. It's not higher. Wendy, it's lower.
They're lying.
Maybe they started out big. Wendy, you're starting with a 10.
I like 10s. 10s are good luck for me, and I want to keep it and go lower.
She's staying with a 10 again. It worked before. Will it work this time? No. It's a jack. It's not lower. Fran, your chance to play a 10.
You know, I'm going to change. Oh, I can't
No,
change
you cannot change it. You
Okay,
must
then
win the
I'm going
question
to
in
go
order to change it.
lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no, another 10. Wow, I think we got rid of those 10s very quickly there. We'll fill in the spaces. Still like 10s, Wendy? Yes.
No more, no more.
Question to you, Fran. We asked 100 brides-to-be. These are all women who plan to be married within the next 6 months. If your parents offered to give you either a $2,000 wedding or a $2,000 check, which would you choose? How many brides-to-be said they would choose the check? They'd take the money.
Well, I think they're getting back to the traditional weddings now, and I really honestly think they would more would choose a wedding today. And
So how many would choose the check?
Oh, how many would choose the
How
check?
many would choose
okay,
the
just
check?
the opposite. I think possibly 35 might choose
35 would take the money and run, Wendy.
I think it's lower. I think a lot of people would choose the wedding over the check.
Really?
Lower. I would.
Oh.
the check. No.
Oh, gee, I wonder what my daughter's going to choose someday. The actual number of brides-to-be who would choose the $2,000 check is 72, not lower. They want the money. Fran, now you can change that 10.
I think I'll change that.
Changing the 10 to
Oh,
a 3.
great,
Good change.
Great. Higher. Next card.
Higher than a 3.
Oh.
Yes with a 9.
Freeze.
Freeze. You had to wind up for that
Yeah, I
freeze
gotta
there,
wind
Fran,
up.
right? Question 3 goes to you, Wendy. We asked 100 13-year-old girls, have you ever copied off of someone else's homework assignment? How many 13-year-old girls admitted they have?
A lot. I'm a teacher, and I know a lot. Okay, I would say 70.
7. You're a teacher.
Speech therapist, but I'm a teacher.
How do you know when they're cheating, Wendy?
Oh, you can tell they have the same answers.
Aha, I see. She says 70, Fran. Higher or lower?
I think the key word there is admitting. And I wonder if they would admit it if they've done it. And I'm going to say lower.
Well, we always ask them confidentially. They're not...
Oh,
Oh, yes, no, they don't. No, it's
gotta
never
be-
a question of someone overhearing.
I still say lower.
You say lower, okay. The actual number of 13-year-old girls who copied someone else's homework assignment is 87. It's not lower, Wendy, and you were right. A lot of them have. Do you want that 10?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm still going to stick with that 10. Lower.
Lower than a 10? No queen. Wendy, if you get to answer that question again, will you stick to the 10?
No.
That gives Fran a chance to play off the 9.
All right, and I still don't like the 9, but I'm going to say it is lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes,
Oh,
with a 6.
great. Okay, and the next card, I'm going to play it. The next card's higher.
Higher than a 6? No, a 3. Neither player could advance, and that sets up a very interesting situation because Wendy needs 4 cards, Fran needs 3. You both need a lot. Sudden death. Control, very important. Someone has to win with this play of the cards. Fran, we asked 100 married men. If two people have a really happy marriage, is it possible for another woman to ruin it? How many married men said, yes, it is?
I think, this is funny. I think that the married men do not believe that someone else can break it up unless it's unhappy already. So I think they would say low amount, and I think like 35.
35 said another woman could ruin a happy marriage. Wendy?
I think it's a little bit higher. I think that another woman could affect it.
You say
a little higher.
This decides that all-important control of the board. The actual number of married men who said it is possible for another woman to ruin a happy marriage is 55. It's higher. Wendy? Wendy, you need 4 cards to win. Fran needs 3. You've got the big decision. Do you want to play it or pass it?
I would like to pass it.
All right, Fran, you cannot change the 9. You have to turn all 3 over. If you do it, you win the game. 1 mistake and Wendy wins with a 9. Call
All right,
this.
I'll go lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes,
Great.
with a 4. 1/3 there.
Higher?
Higher than a 4. Yes, with a 7.
And I'll go higher again.
For the win, higher than a 7. No, it's not higher. And in sudden death, Wendy pulls it out with game 1 and $100. We'll set up for game 2, and that'll be coming up to you right after we take time out for this. Let's pay a few bills. And we're back. We'll set up for game 2 with the same 2 decks of cards. These are the next cards off the top of the deck. Wendy, the question goes to you. You lead 1-0, so Fran, you need this game. Wendy, we found 100 unmarried couples who are living together, and we asked the men, do you and your lady have an agreement that allows each of you to date other people? How many men said yes, they have that freedom?
A few of them, I'm sure, have that freedom, but not that many. Probably about 17.
17. Unmarried couples living together have the freedom to date. We asked the men.
I kind of think that maybe that's one of the reasons that they are unmarried. They want that liberty, so I would say it's going to be higher.
Higher. The actual number of unmarried men who have an agreement with the lady they're living with to date other people is 17, right on the button, Wendy. Wow. That's good logic. And the base card is a 3.
All right, that's a great card. Higher!
Higher than a 3. Yes, there's another 10.
Oh, the 10s. Oh, I'll take a chance. Lower.
Lower than a 10. And it is this time. You're 1 for 3.
Higher!
Higher than a 6. Oh, no, 5. You took a risk, Wendy, and it cost you all 3 cards. Big break for Fran. She'll play. A jack.
Lower.
Lower than a jack. No, an ace. Couldn't take advantage of it. We'll fill in the spaces. Question 2 goes to you, Fran. We asked 100 Marines. If you discovered your 5-year-old, United States Marines, if you discovered your 5-year-old son playing with a Betsy Wetsy doll, would you make him stop? How many Marines said they would make him stop playing with the Betsy Wetsy doll?
Well, I think those roles are being, taken away, the boy-girl sort of thing, but I think Marines are pretty macho, and I think that probably about, I shouldn't say about, I would say 62 would...
62 would make him stop. Of course, from what I've been reading, there are dolls even worse than Betsy Wetsy.
That's right.
Higher or lower, Wendy?
Higher, because that is definitely a little bit funny.
Little bit funny, I see. Well put, Wendy. The actual number of Marines who would make their son stop playing with the Betsy Wetsy doll is 81. It's higher, Wendy. It's just funny saying that, Betsy Wetsy. You've got a 3, Wendy. Do you want it?
I want to keep it and go higher.
Higher than a 3? Yes, for the king.
All right. I want to go lower.
Lower than a king. It is a jack.
Lower.
Lower than a jack. No queen. Look at that. 3 face cards. And again, Wendy gets shot down on that 3rd card. With a jack, call
Gotta
this
go
Fran.
lower.
Lower than a jack. It is a 4.
Great. Higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes, an 8.
Freeze.
You'll freeze it, and we'll move the freeze bar over and get to the next question to you, Wendy. We asked 100 police women. Has a man you arrested ever tried to make a pass at you? How many police women said yes?
Yes, because some of those policewomen are pretty cute. I would say about 35.
35 have had a man make a pass at them, Fran.
I would think that he would be afraid he'd get in more trouble if he tried that, so I don't know though. I guess that maybe they're already in so much trouble they would try anything, so higher.
Higher.
A little higher.
The actual number of police women who said a man they arrested is trying to make a pass at them is 64. It's higher. Fran. You want that 8?
Change that card, please.
Changing the 8. She needs this game, and she's got an ace.
Okay, lower.
Lower than an ace. Yes, with a queen.
Lower again.
This will tie up the match if it's lower than a queen. Oh, no, it's not. And Wendy with a 3. Call this one.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. There's an 8. Lower than an ace, a 7.
Freeze.
Freezing it. We've got a tie. Each player needs 2 cards, and we need to take time out for this commercial message. That's all the time we have for now. Have a good day.
One of our polling groups will receive the Amana 2+2.5 energy-saving refrigerator with 2 inches of foam wall insulation around the refrigerator plus 2.5 around the freezer. More insulation saving more energy, made and furnished by Amana. And some of our contestants will receive True Test Easy Care Latex Flat Enamel. Combines the flat finish of latex with the scrubbability of enamel exclusively from True Value hardware stores. And American Tourister Strong Lightweight Luggage. The prettiest piece of protection your clothes will ever get. You travel first class with American Tourister. And High Karate Irresistible Aftershave, Cologne, Handsome Travel Kits, and many other gift combinations. High Karate for the men in your life. And Prince Gardner matching leather accessories. Smartly styled for fashion-conscious men or women. A perfect gift, a fine name, Prince Gardner. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.